going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Jump on these levels real quick. All right, so for ES, we want to see this 75.40 reclaim. If we can reclaim 75.40, we can look for a move up towards targets of 7,600. And if we lose that 74.54, we can look for 74.11 down to 73.63, possibly down to 7,300. Right now, we're still trapped in the same range between 74.54 and 75.40. As you guys can tell in the bottom right of this screen, you guys are trading options. For SPY, you want to see 749 reclaim. Over 749, you could see 754. If you guys lose 744, you can look for a nice short down to 736. You guys are trading QQQ. You want to see 697 reclaim and hold with a move back up to 722. You guys start to reject the 697, you can see 667 play out, so you can get more continuation. You can kind of use this as a pivot right here. So over 697 longs, if you fade out this 667, you can look to short. If you guys are trading NQ, you need this 28,640 to hold with a move back up to 29,107. And if you guys start to slip this 28,640, you can see more downside to targets of 27,963. These are the levels we got for the day. Remember, there's FOMC this week on Wednesday. We have big earnings as well. So there's going to be a lot of volatility most likely this week. I advise you guys to size down. You guys have any questions? How's everyone's weekend? Good? What's up, Jada? Yeah, we just went over the levels. We start rejecting all these levels up here. I'm liking shorts. I would love to take out the 7,500. Under 7,500, it's lights out. Well, you got NQ right here at 28,640. It looks like she's slipping. If it breaks down, you got a nice short. ES is dead center of this range, under that 7,500 right here. 04 really, 7,504. It's probably done. You want SPY to break the 744, and then Q to reject the 697. So that's what we're watching. We just want to see it all align. If you want to see something else, we got. It's hard to say with the delta on, but this is from last night. You got a gap up, right? So this whole thing is a gap fill. So we could reject and come fill this gap all the way back down, right? And if you notice, the bottom of the gap is 75.49, and we have a level at 74.54. So the odds of that gap filling are fairly high, in my opinion, if we do get the breakdown. But we'll see. Got about 5 minutes till market opens. You guys could even draw something like this out if you want, right? So you guys can keep that in mind. Also, the bottom of that gap fill aligns with the POC from the previous Friday. So see if we get that sell off today. It'd be a beautiful short. I don't want to get too biased though. See how white looks. This is what we're watching, right? So you can play this two ways. You could play the break of the 7,500 right here, where all this volume is, and you could even try to target the top of the gap fill to 74.85. Try to catch 15 points, or short entry target one could be just to the overnight lows, right? Low, low. Or you could just take full TP if you want to try to hold for the whole gap fill. Second TP uses this value area high at 74.65, and then 74.54 is full TP, which is our ES level, right? If you look at the bottom right, we have that marked. You guys are in the Discord. We've been talking about this level for quite some time. What disconnect? I mean, NQ's breaking down already. Tech's been weaker, in my opinion. Yeah, I want to grab these shorts already. We got about 5 seconds till open. POC short would have probably been it. I just don't like trading pre-market though. So 7,500 break would be ideal. Probably going to break. We're underneath, and look at this window of volume. It's going to fall very quick, see? This is where I want to see break. If this breaks, I'm hopping in. It looks like she just wants to give out. See if we give it out. Yeah, that POC was probably, like we said, at 75.10. If you guys went for it. NQ looks like she's done. I'm just looking for a pop-up real quick. I'm just going to try it. I just like it. To the downside, I'm in shorts, guys. I'm looking to take this thing down quite a bit. You guys in with me? Should be eating. We got in right on that break. Like I said, this would be your first TP coming up. At that 85 would be the overnight low. Full TP 74.54. Might have absorbed it right there, let's say. Uh, Ideally, I'd like to add around the 75.11 if we do get the retest. Yeah, they might flip this. Being what the 1100 does, or 1100, 7511. Yeah, SPY bounced right off that 744 as well. Ideally, I'm looking for somewhere down here, that first TP. Yeah, to be honest, if it breaks, it's just going to break though. Did anybody catch the 7511 short? My entry was a little shitty for the full size. I'm 7506. I would have been green right now. I'm kind of in a shitty entry. If it rejects, this thing's it's gonna get worked. There's just a lot of selling pressure, guys. See if it can break. NQ looks like it's done. If we could see NQ take out that low a day, the first 5-minute candle right here, we should just start making more continuation down. Under 28.5, we should get a nice push. We bounced right off this volume too at this value area low. We got it. If we take this out, we should get filled at 86. I don't see why not. There's not much liquidity down there. 74.54, Rome. So it'd be right. You see my screen, 74.54, 55. That's full TP if you want to front run it. You see the little chart down here. I got the TP right. You see my mouse moving. 74.54. But we want to see NQ take out this 28,500, which it's testing right now. Yep. That's full TP. Try to front run it if you can. Let's see if we actually get the follow through, but that's what we're looking for. We drew that gap fill. I don't know if you guys were here for that this morning, but that would be ideal. I mean, there's just massive selling pressure. This is the level we got to take out right here. This 98,500. So gaps get filled pretty often. No, that's the structure is pointing down. The equal lows only there's like a time where they matter. Right now, it just looks like we're about to fade out. You guys still holding? You should be up about 10, 15 points, give or take. We only have one mini. You could put your stop to 98 if you like. Full TP is 54. If you want to trim along the way, go wild. Just gonna lock it in. 593. She's holding here. Let's see if we get a retest to 98. Change this back before I do something stupid. Rome, if you're trimming, just put your stop at that value area low. 98 would be ideal. See if we get a retest for this next hourly candle. You guys should have made a nice chunk of change on that short, though. And like we said for NQ, oh, there it goes. NQ starting to get worked. You should get a push. You're going to probably get a retest of this 98 and then a fail. You could trim some. You guys can just make sure you lock in profit. You were about 10, 15 points. And this would have been your retest, ideally, right? 98 to 500, anywhere right here. You could play the value area low, or you could play like the psych level. So anywhere in that zone should be your stop. That's why I got out. I'm going to look to see how we react, and then maybe I'll get back in. But might as well build the buffer, right? That was probably it. When we say 98, it hit 99. That was probably the retest, and you should get the flush, guys. NQ looks like death. NQ's got about 400 points down to go. I should have got in on that retest. I said it too. Yep. So if you guys look at SPY right here, she's already breaking that 744. It broke it, retested. You guys see that wick right here? Perfect break and retest. Now you should get the follow through. NQ should start making its way to 74.54. And ES should start, or NQ should head to around 28,000, 27,963. He said, "Jeez, no, I should have added at that 98 where I said that value area low retest. I didn't want to get out and then just get back in that quick, though. That was my whole thing. Usually when I do that, it goes against me. So we'll see. I'm going to wait till 10 at this point. I got a decent buffer for the day. But everything still is facing the downside. So if you're still holding, there's no reason to really get out unless you just want to build a buffer. 20 cons minimum per trade. Thank you. Oh yeah, you're using the Apex. I got to use those up too. I'm on Tradeify today. Those I'm gonna full port. I'm sure. Those 100K Apexes. I'll log into those and run 60 micros. You're doing 20 micros, right? Not 20 minis. I don't think you can do 20 minis on there anyway. Micros, right? Yeah. Just watch SPY though, guys. You're about to retest this 744 again and this 98. Just be cautious. See this big absorption bubble? If this bubble, the number increases and the price doesn't go up, they're going to absorb this, and that means sellers are going to just take all this liquidity and push it down, right? Yeah, and here's another bubble printing, so they might push it up. She's trying to hold that value area low. I'll give it to her. If she holds, she's going to run to at least 04 or whatever the top of this is, 02. So that's 75. I would probably say 04, somewhere over here. Retest this. These lows. If it does hold. So just you guys see the footprint chart too. It's starting to base out. You got positive delta printing. This could be a little form of a reversal right here, right? A little pop, not a reversal, but some upside. think we got pretty lucky. I mean, I locked in at 94, wasn't the bottom, somewhere right around here when it started basing out. Yeah, you'll probably go retest VWAP at this point. That 04. Ooh, they just rejected that bad boy. If you guys aren't in a trade, then I would just wait till 10 o'clock. If you're still in that short, just keep your stop around 98 to 500. If you're looking, trying to take this thing all the way down. Yeah. You notice that big blue bubble, right? The price did not get the follow through. That's what we were talking about. Positive delta, big bubble, pushed up, failed. The buyers got absorbed. And the sellers most likely should push the price down. This is what I've been hating. When we just find a level, we just sit here forever. You still holding those, Rome? Or Jada, you guys still in that short? Big Vin, if you're out there, hopefully you're in that trade as well. Yeah. What do you get out on the pop? Yeah, it's most look at the volume here too. 99. Yeah. That's why I took it at the 94 right here. Just because it's mentally hard. I mean, it's pointing down. Look at the hourly candle, just a massive red candle. I just don't like to chop in between. But all right, we're about to take out that 85 we said, probably. 85, 86, and then under that, I mean, that's a clear short again. You could take that down to 65 as the next TP, and then 54. Right, that was that gap fill we drew out. Here's the top of the gap fill right here. There's our 86. I had it set for 86 too, if you guys remember. That was the low. So we could get a bounce right here. If this fails, you're gonna go fill that gap most likely, which that's what I'm favoring. Because nothing looks strong about this at all. NQ rejected, or SPY rejected, 742. We broke that 744, right? We broke, retested twice, failed. Now we're going to get the continuation. Q's never even tested 700 or the 697. And NQ's just selling off, lower lows. Pure downtrend. Same with ES. Oh my god, that was such an easy I hate when it starts doing the chop at like the value area lows. I'm like, are we gonna bounce right here? This was it though, when we were saying when this got absorbed, this blue delta. That was it. You shouldn't even TP, you should just hold it. It's gonna go to 54. It might go even lower at this point. It's gonna take time. That's the beat part. Like what it just did at this 96, but it's going lower. It's not stopping. It's gonna reset for FOMC. I can't get it low a day. To be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised because we have FOMC on Wednesday. I wouldn't even be surprised if we get back towards these lows down here, the 7,400, maybe even over here. I wouldn't even be surprised. The 73.63 that we were talking about, I would not be surprised. Yeah, we have the best short. It's not going to stop. It's going to be one of those trendies where it just dumps. I was happy I was on the right side. I'm not happy where I sold it. That's what I need. They only pop though. Look at the volume. Look how thin it is right here. It's just gonna flush. There's nothing. That's why I don't know. When you target the 10 points, you got to understand it changes. Like right now, there's no liquidity between this. So 10 points sounds good if it's like a thing, but you're gonna just fall. I got out because we had the liquidity here, so I was like, oh, if we pop, we could go. I'd rather just take the buffer and miss the last of the move, which sucks. This was the retest we said at 98. Sucks. 88 could be your short retest. Here's that 65 we said. We didn't quite get there. This could be a long opportunity for just a dead cat bounce. But you just don't want to see it get absorbed. Just like that. See how fast it just transitioned? Yeah, and I get it. But this is a 100-point move. That's just the window we have, right? The 75.40 down to the 74.54. We got in right here, mid range, which I don't approve of, but it was just favoring the downside. It's hard to hold when you're going for 40, 50 points. That's what sucks. Big Mike, good job, buddy. Yeah, you still got a little more room. That's what I should have done. I should have just went on those apexes. We got Rome and just full ported the short. Overall, a good trade though. About 30 points, if anyone caught it. You're a madman. Now I'm waiting until it is 10. Jesus. This could be the long right here. Come on, give me like a 74. This is the hourly looks like she's gonna hold right here. Probably target that 87, 88. I just want lower. Trying to be very picky with this in case it fails. This would be the entry. If this flips right here, it's shot though. If it holds, this is it. Yeah, NQ had a gap fill like ES. NQ's pushing lower. I would assume ES is just going to fail right here. Yeah, rejected. Over 74, though. I do like longs. Just for a scalp, not so much for like a trend shift. And that's based off the hourly candle, right? Here's that 74 right here. It's inside body candle I always talk about. If we can open, we can retest. 87, 88. I should have went for it, man. It looks like that's it. I just don't like NQ right here. That's why I'm like hesitant. NQ just looks like she's making lower lows. Good way to identify that too, Nurk. That was basically my trade thesis, but just for ES. Same gap fill. No, I do not. I just watch what I trade, just basically ES and Q. Yeah, it looks like she's just going down. We're probably gonna hit that 54, guys. I wouldn't be surprised. Selling pressure's picking up again. Yeah, you gotta also understand when the market's gonna give you the big moves like this. Like when it showcases the 50, 60 point moves. Usually we're aiming 10 to 15 points. That's why we say 10, 15 points trim. But where we were sitting was showcasing that next, like a leg down or reset, right? We're going. That's when you don't change your rules. You just got to like kind of adjust it. Because, like you said, that one runner would give you an extra 20 points, which is pretty big. This would be your short entry if you're still bias short at that 74, 75. Above that, I am biased long for just a little dead cat bounce. Telling you, this 74 could be it. I just don't want this to turn into a bear flag, right? A leg down, and then we start flagging out, and then we get caught for another leg down. That's what I don't want. Like if something like this starts forming, right? We chop in there and then break down. That's what I'm not looking to get caught in. So that is a possibility. We don't see that V-shape recovery, so it looks like that's what's going to probably play out right here, right? If the buyers were aggressive right here, they would have already shot it off that 74 more likely. I think this is it. The hold. Let's see. Under 68, shorts are back on the table. I do like this 74 hold, though. Yeah, it's the same gap on every time frame there. That's ideally where we should be waiting to get in, is the bottom of that fill. So like the 74.54, that's where we should be waiting to take longs. Right now this is that flag I was saying we could just break down. The NQ just looks like death. Ideally, let it get to 74.54. If that gives out, we could take shorts down to 74.11, which I wouldn't be surprised. We had the best entry too, 75.06, 07. Sucks. Just straight blood. Straight blood. Yeah, we had fire. Actually, it's just gonna fly. There's no liquidity here. It's beat. I got out the one spot where there was liquidity just in case it did give us the bounce, because it's usually what happens. I'll be up $300, it pops, take the loss, and then I miss the whole short, or I take a loss on the short somehow. They just flushed. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we double bottom down there somewhere 74.54, 74.11. There goes our 54. Where's North Shore? Someone tell him SpaceX, $110, $111. Yeah, we talked about Nvidia too in the Discord. I don't know if you guys saw that. We talked about that break. see if we base out. There he is. That was just the man I was waiting for. There's only one short, and it's for SpaceX. We did short it North Shore. We were in at 75.06, 07, 08, all up there. We got out at like 74.90. Got out at the value area low. Yeah, it's just what it was. I should do the same thing. I should have trimmed 5 right here and just let the last 5 run to break even. That was my fault. Yeah, target's 54. It's only 10 points. It ain't worth it. See what Tech's doing. Nvidia's right at that 200 mark we have. Tesla broke 311. Apple's just pushing. They have earnings this week, so it's just rallying into earnings to new all-time highs every day. Meta held 600, retesting 614. Amazon's holding 233. Microsoft's retesting that 396. Over 74 is it. Look to take it to like 80. 87. Catch 15 points. It just rejects right at the 74 every time, right? That's the pivot right here. We just need a flush. Just give us one last big flush. Thank you. $80 North Shore. If it hits $80, I'll be sending you an Apple Pay request, my man. Big Jim buying it at $200 like a madman. Down 50% in a month. You're sick. I thought you bought it at 220, so it's... Never. I'm still waiting for this 74.54 to play out. It still has room to the downside, but I'm not as confident. That I do. The only real man was Big Mike. Freaking full ported those shorts like a madman. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the 54 to hit. I'm just sitting on my hands right now. There's no reason to force anything. So if you guys want to see something, look at this. So this was our gap fill, right? You could have played the 86 break, 87 break. If you guys are on Thinkorswim, well, this is basically the value area low, I guess, here, but on TOS, do you guys have it set up how I have it? It's almost dead on for the short once it broke, which was that fair value gap high. Not fair value gap, just a gap fill. Excuse me. Right, this was your gap. This was your target. Still got room to go. Right now, we're basically sitting at this value area high from yesterday or Friday. So let's see. So I just want one last push down. If we get one last push somewhere down here, I'll maybe entertain the longs. We'll see how it reacts. Oh, God. I don't know what. You can make a poll. I don't know shit about YouTube. Here comes that 54. If the 54 breaks, we're going to 11, guys. There's nothing below again. You'll get another 40 points. The sick part is said we should short the POC pre-market 75.11. That was it. Where was it? It was like 9 o'clock, right? Yeah, like somewhere right here. 75.15 was the high of day. We said the 11 though, the POC. Come on, just get to the 54 already. Got Big Jim waiting for the 54. What is this nonsense? Oh, you click it. Oh, damn. There you go. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know you could do that. Just hit the 54. Just give us that last leg down already. Come on. Ideally, the 11 o'clock candle is going to be the base, I think, for the long. We might just flush this last 35 minutes. Under 54, 11's on the table. 74.11. Just won't hit 54. They're disgusting. Yeah, Spy's got like another $2-3 to go down. Q's got a good amount of money, a good amount of movement left down to 667. Egg Q's almost at that 27,963. 963 fails. The next target is 540, 27,540. There's that 54 to a T. That sucks. That was a 60-point short we missed. Or what did we get? 15 points? That's crazy. See if we break this 54. 54 starts flushing. Shorts are on the table for more continuation. Anyone going for the 54 short? TP would be 74.11. His full TP. TP 174.31. TP full TP 74.11. If you guys are going for it. Yeah, it's a good play. I mean, my opinion, it's the safest play. It's not even shorting this at 60. You should just get a push, dude. TP 174.31. TP 2 is just full TP 74.11. I would just move your stop to break even at this point if you got in 54. I think the 11 o'clock candle will be the base candle where we start finding a bottom. Let's go North Shore. Short it. Short it all. Short SpaceX. 109, Big Jim. 109. She's on her way. $80. She's coming. I want to see ES back to like 4,800. Wait, what's it say? 109.97 on mine. I don't know. I don't know. NQ, if you guys want to short NQ, under the 27,963 would be your entry. ES is already leading right now. You guys should be in at 54. You should be up at least 10 points, 11 points already. There you go, Rome. My man. You took the 54 break? First TP, if you guys want to trim, is 30, like 31, 32. You're about to hit it right here. You're probably just flush right. There's no liquidity. We got out the one spot where there was liquidity. That's the beatest part. Like, it's so beat. After this, where we got out, there was no liquidity underneath. Look how thin it is. Look at this. Just nothing. This could have been it right there, that 34, 35. I had 31, 32 as a target. Under that, there's nothing to 11. Be a man and don't sell, he tells him. Well, at least we were on the right side. We weren't sitting here hammering longs all day like the other day. Just kept trying to play the long. Hits the, what was the North Shore? The 70, I think it was 74.11, right? And it bounced right off of it the other day. I was like, it's probably going to go. You remember I full ported it? What was it, Friday? Thursday? Whatever day it was. Yeah, right here. I think I added, when we were fucking around, I think I added like, what, 20 something, 22? It broke down and then blast for the rest of the day. Guy had 40 bikers, like I'm mad. Yeah, that was the full port day. That was a fun day. Run 40 cons and go to the bathroom. What happened? Now you're sick. I gotta get some payouts this month. I got one from Apex last month for freaking like $1,000. For some reason, I do better with the daily loss limit than no loss limit. I don't, because when I full port, I just usually let them just go wild till they blow up. The daily loss limit like will save me the $1,000 or the 1,250. I think it's 1,000 on the Apex. Give us that 74.11. If you guys are still in shorts, 74.11 at this point, you're approaching your first TP at 74.30 to like 35, anywhere in that little zone. You're disgusted. You still holding Rome? You still in Jada? Or do you just get out and walk away? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to get out. The only thing I would say is to see how NQ reacts at this 27,963. You could get a bounce here, and that could lead ES to pop. So I'm like trying to wait for these longs. I mean, this was Friday's low right here as well, the 74.30. You see that? That was like, yeah, Friday's low. If that gets taken out, we're going to 11. That's what I really want. Good man. Imagine if we held the 7500s. 70. You would have passed already. Talk about a sell off. We literally got out the one pause right here. No, that was the second pause. This is the first pause right here. It hit 33. Just finished flushing. I think the 11 o'clock candle will, like I keep saying, I think that will be the base. FOMC is Wednesday at 2 p.m. So Wednesday I probably won't stream in the morning. I'll probably just go on at 2 after Hal starts speaking. Let him come out, say what he's got to say, and then we'll see which way it goes and try to catch a direction. And that selling pressure is just picking up right now. There's that 30 we were just talking about. 30 to 35 was like your little window. If that gets taken out now, Rome, you're heading to 74.11. Got a little volume right here. You guys see the pattern? Sell off, pop, absorption, fail, pop, sell off, absorption, fail, pop, absorption, right here, fail. Beautiful continuation. NQ hit a 27,963 if you see the chart. Could be basing out fairly soon. I'm gonna try it. Always get filled like shit. I'm in longs, guys. I'm looking to take this up to like 74.45. Somewhere like right here. I'm just looking for a little impulsive move. Looks like we're basing out on NQ. You see the hammer right off of it. ES is showing a little more strength. Guess I'm not looking for a massive reversal. I'm just looking for a pop. Nope, it failed. Yeah, it's probably not. It's going to fail. It's going to probably hit that 74.11. I wouldn't even doubt it. I'll give back half the profit. So if it hits $300, it's going to stop me out, which it's probably going to do. I went 75.11, just like right there. There's the 300. Let's see. Yep, here comes the 11th. Right when I get in, they're going to pull the flush that I wanted. Let's see. We can get back over like 31, 32. We could run to at least 45. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if we retest 74.54, to be honest. I'm not even looking for that much of a move, though. It's going to go down before it goes up. I'll tell you that much. That 5 minute caught me right here, this wick. Pushed up, failed, and didn't get the continuation. Here comes the 74.11, where we should have added. I'll just full size in at the 74.11. If that fails, I'm stopped out. I mean, 11 would be the full ad. So I'm just waiting. That's what I wanted. We got in a little too early. I don't know. It looks like we based out. Entry much. We could have just had a better entry if it does play out. The only way I'm adding is if it hits 11. Yeah, I got 45 set. 45.75. We'll see. I mean, at that point, you could probably run back to where this volume is. I wouldn't even be surprised. You see this Windows 45, 74, 62. You would target 74, 54. I'm just front running everything, not really playing around. It's probably going to be the 11 o'clock candle that gives it to us, though. If it does play out. The NQ bounced right where it needed to. The 27.963, we hit 27.939. Spies holding the 736. Q never got to the 667, so we could just see somewhat of a pushback up, right? Just a dead cat bounce. See if we got it, North Shore. 54 would be your full TP, or 50 if you want to do something like that. You could target 74.54 or use that as a trim point. If it does play out, then full TP, you could even use as VWAP at 74.83. I don't know if we did it. We still gotta reclaim. As long as we hold this 31, it opens the door. There's a 31. Let me see. It's like 31, 32. As long as we could hold this, it opens the door for us to get filled. Gotta hold this 30, 31 to 32. NQ looks pretty decent though. Look at it's engulfing the last 5 minutes. If NQ starts pushing, ES should. I think we should get a nice push. We were one candle too early. We got in this last green candle, then it was followed by a big red candle. And now if this engulfs it, we should start playing out. I'm always like 5 minutes or fairly close to like sniping the bottom. Literally Thursday. Put on all the size, got smoked. Runs the rest of the day. Yeah, I got 44 or 45.75 just to add to it, guys. 33. Ooh, nice. Nice. We're just looking for a scalp. We're not looking for a full reversal like how we had this sell off. We're just looking for, just a little relief rally after this massive sell off. You said 74.54 could be your TP. You could front run that. If it breaks that, then you can look to target 74.82, which is your VWAP. See if we get it, guys. Well, give me that 45. Just take it $700. Just fucking. You should get it. NQ looks like she wants that follow through. Put your stops. I'd put your stop now, North Shore, like 35, 36. I don't know what you got filled at. Yeah, so put your stop, Rome, like 30. You could do yours BE if you want, or just put this last candle right here at 35 would be ideal, which aligns basically with this open of the green candle, a little higher. There's the 44. Ah, yeah, you're in the trade for free. You're golden. Yeah, North Shore, I would do yours like 36, 35, 36 if you have one MES. Yeah. Just because if it fails this, it could just be a sweep, right? And then it could push back down. That's why I said this 35 is pretty important if it fails that. I mean, look at the window here, right? There's no volume. So like I said, you could push back to this 54 fairly quick, right? You have a little volume at the 54, but the main target's 60, 63 to your value area low, which is 68, 69. Might have caught the bottom. Played both sides today. Those yeah, look at NQ guys. She's starting to push. If you see my screen right here, bottom right. In big Rome trying to pass the 100K in a day like a madman. Yeah, we played that pretty well. Yeah, I don't blame you. Just keep your stop loss. Then, if you're aiming to make 1,000 a day, uh, to walk away like $500. So it's a 2 to 1, like a 2R. So you're willing to lose 500 for the day, but you're looking to make 1,000, right? Just so you don't go and tilt and blow it up. See if you get that push to 54, guys. You saw the blue bubbles starting to print right here. Buyers are finally stepping in. You haven't really seen any blue except for right here. But now you're seeing some follow through, right? You based out. Now you're seeing some upside push movement. Probably gonna get a push right here on this 5 minute that just opened. This last 5 minutes gonna run into the hourly close, right? 11 o'clock. If we do start squeezing, you're gonna see it on this 5 minute close right here. If you're still in, look for 50 to 54. What'd we say? The last 5 minute close, you're gonna get the push probably. We had two good trades today. The short at 7,500, 7,506, and the long at 74.30. What was it? 38. Yeah, call about 15 to 20 points each way. So you guys are just looking for like a relief rally. You're not looking for a trend shift or anything. You're just looking for a little pop after we sold off all morning. So don't try to hold this, back to 75.40 or something. There's your 50 North Shore. You should have got filled right there. Big Rome, you should be doing pretty well too. You're in a 33. You're almost 20 points green. We called it. That last 5 minute squeeze right into 11 o'clock. We were talking about that 11 o'clock could be the base. Here you could get a rejection at that 54. That's why I said to lock in. Oh, 55 you're selling? Yeah. I thought you said 50, my bad. Yeah, it was just a scalp. It wasn't, you weren't looking to make a home run off it. I mean, Rome is doing pretty well. He's 20 points in. I don't know how many cons this degenerate has, though. Yeah, you can't be $100. Yeah, this is probably the bottom, guys. I don't know if you could hold Rome. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know. The 15's looking really nice. Look at the 15 shot the golf the whole thing. You might, like I said, you might get a squeeze into 11. If we reclaim this 60, this 54, 55, we're going to 80. We're gonna go test VWAP. Or we would at least test his value area low up here at 63, 66. We sniped that. if you guys were looking to get in, if it does start showing strength, what you'd want to see, just to point it out. Is like a pullback to like 45 and then make that push up. That's what you'd kind of want to see. Right? You never want to chase right at 54 is your target, so you don't want to start longing right there unless it holds. But always expect some type of rejection and then the continuation. Yeah, the only way I'd get in now is if we hit like 43, 40, somewhere down there, 43 to 45 would be ideal. Like off this wick, wherever this green wick is, somewhere over here, 46, say 45 if it undercuts it would be a nice retest. And then you could take it up to that value area low at 66. So that'd give you another 20 points, right? Just about 46 to 66. $58. If you can get a pullback and hold North Shore, it would be pretty decent to be honest. But you're right at that 54 pivot that we used as our target. I would I would just wait right now. Does look like she wants to push. $58. How many cons you got, Big Jim? 100? Yeah. He sizes up at the pivot. You're a madman. I got over 60. Over 60, you can start running. Like I said, you're probably going to go test the 45 like we drew out, right? This is ideally where you'd like to add in. Like if I was you, I'd did a starter position, like 2 micros here. And if we do get the pullback to 45, 46, add 3 more and then look to sell up here. It looks like she's trying to hold, so hopefully you just get the push from here. I don't want to shake you out of your trade. Going for a jog. It looks like it wants to go. Look at yes. We broke it. Broke that 54 on the 5 minute. If you guys see the bottom right of my screen, we're mounted to that 54. We could get a push up to VWAP now. Around 79.80. Yeah, you might get it. We're sure if you clear 60, you're probably going to push to that VWAP. I'd put a full TP for like 70, 75. Go in the middle somewhere, 72 if you want. Just make sure you try your stop though. Yeah. I got 54. I don't see your 58. I think I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember Wednesday we're gonna do 2 p.m. Since Pal speaks at 2. We'll let him talk and then we'll see if there's any movement. If not, probably won't trade Wednesday at worst case scenario. But yeah, I'll see you guys.